Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome each and every one of you to a new League of Legends video. In this one, we're going to be talking about a new leak that just came out not too long ago, actually, literally only like a day or two ago, for Seraphine. Now, there's been a lot of talk of Seraphine, of course, if you're somehow out of the loop, right? Seraphine is, of course, essentially introduced as a individual personality, if you will, like an aspiring musician and things like that. Obviously run by someone, probably a writer or something like that. You know, getting a good amount of popularity, honestly. There's this Twitter is popping off, and she's essentially going to be a new champion, right? She's been confirmed. She's being part of KDA, of course. You guys know KDA, right? She's be part of the New World song, probably like live or something like that. And there's pretty much working with KDA, right? So that's essentially what she is, if in case you're out of the loop. Now, it's pretty much like 99.9999, if not already 100% confirmed, that she is going to be probably the next new champion coming out, right? There's a very high chance of that. And of course, as usual, the leaks have begun. Now, this is going to be a leak where it is a leak, but it's actually a pretty much should be 100% approved leak, because this is something that someone took off of Wild Rift, the League of Legends mobile game. And because apparently Seraphine was already added to that or whatnot, and just pretty much yoinked her abilities right off of that, and here we are checking them out. So guys, as usual, if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's just jump right into it. Let's go. So the first ability, Echo, we did talk about this before. I did make a video talking about there was, I think, 2 abilities leaked before, which we did talk about, but this is going to be the next part of it, of course. But this is all of the abilities leaked, so pretty much every single one. Let's check it out. So, passive Echo. Every third basic ability cast will echo, casting it again. Every third. So 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, boom. Casting an ability grants a note to nearby allies for a number of seconds. For each note, Seraphine's next attack gains range. I wonder if you can like perma-stack notes or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Her next attack deals additional magical damage. Now, I wonder if the additional magical damage is also increased for each node as well. Or is it just a flat amount, and then only the node increases the range on that attack? Hard to say. So we're going to be referring back to this off and on. So again, this is her passive right here. And this is her passive. So they pretty much stated twice, right? This boom, boom, right? So a 0, 0 is the passive, then this is of course the Q, W, E, R. So they talk about it here. They kind of state it in a little bit more detail at certain times, but it seems like this one is more or less normal. So here's the magical damage scaling, actually. So it's I think it scales off of level plus 4% of her AP is what it seems to scale off of, I think, is what it seems like. So that's her passive. Next, her Q. Deal magic damage in a targeted area. The damage is increased depending on the enemy's missing health. So it seems like it's going to be a more or less like AoE kind of damage ability, which is pretty cool, of course. And yeah, the more missing health they have, the more damage it does. Again, you might be wondering, let's find out the specifics of that. Well, you can see up here, this is the basic version of it right there. And here's the more like in detail. I'm assuming if you press like shift or something like that, this is probably what that shows. So it deals magic damage, of course, which scales at rank 1, I'm assuming. At rank 1, has 2% AP. Okay, this I think the numbers are probably off, so it's gonna be hard to tell how that works, but it does scale off of AP. So let's ignore the numbers, the raw numbers, and look at the actual scaling itself. So it scales off of AP, of course, in a target area, and it increased by 3 to 4% with enemies missing health, and it reaches maximum damage when the target is below 5% health. Obviously the numbers have to be wrong. Maybe it's Wild Rift specifically, but that's still like the general gist of it. So magical damage in an AoE, scaling off of AP, dealing extra damage based on the missing health of the opponent. Perfect, that's the Q. Next, W. Seraphine shields all nearby ally champions and grants them a movement speed buff. Let me quickly lower this. Movement speed buff. If Seraphine is already shielded, then her allies receive a heal based on their missing health. All nearby ally champions and grants them a movement speed buff. So pretty much Karma, Alt E. And if Seraphine is already shielded, then she heals her allies. So I guess that's where you combine it with the Echo, I think. That would be pretty cool, because then you can combine it with the Echo, heal everyone, and shield yourself twice, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty cool, right? So let's check out this in-depth information here. So it is this one right here. So shields all nearby allies doesn't even say the damage. Scales off of AP as well, and grants them 3% movement speed for 4 seconds, it says. And if she's already shielded, nearby allies are healed for 5% of their missing health, which also scales off of AP. Again, the 5% of their missing health is probably not fully correct, but it does work off of like that. Plus, of course, extra AP scaling on the actual heal itself, which makes sense, of course. So that's pretty cool. Moving on to her E ability. Deals magic damage and slows all enemies' hits. The target becomes rooted if they were already slowed. It says, oh, targets rather. Okay, so it doesn't really specify though if this is gonna be a target, a skill shots, or or like an AoE kind of ability, right? That's the part it's not really saying. Based on the wording, if I had to guess, it'll be one of two things. It'll either be an AoE in the ground, like I don't know, Morgana W or something like that ish, or it'll be a skill shot that just flies forward somewhere. And then everyone like kind of like an Ezreal ult, think of it that way, just how it flies through everything and whatever it hits it does damage to. Similar concept, just to a smaller scale, and then whoever gets hit, boom, right? But the cool thing is, again, combined with her Echo, if the targets were become rooted, if they're already slowed, again, combine that with Echo, now you root them as well, right? So that's pretty cool stuff. Similar to almost like a Nico E, actually, is what this looks like to me, which would be pretty sweet. The Q ability, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so the Q, that could be like that. If you echo the Q, that could be like some serious damage. And then, of course, looking at this as well, this is going to be magical damage. It'll be scaling off of AP, of course, as per usual. Slows them for 4 seconds, it says. And if they're slowed, they're rooted. Perfect. Now the ultimate, guys. The big daddy ability. Let's check it out. Ultimate. Deals magic damage to enemies and charms them for a number of seconds. Spell extends when it touches an ally or an enemy champion. Extends. Well, that's interesting. Deals magic damage to enemies and charms them for a number of seconds. So it's kind of like a Sono ultimate, I guess, because Sono ultimate deals magic damage to enemies and makes them dance for a few seconds. I mean, charm, dance, I mean, same-ish kind of concept, right? More or less. I'm assuming the charm is like Ari's charm. Like, would that make them walk to you, though? I'm assuming it makes them walk to you as opposed to just stand there, which is actually better, ideally, I think, for a number of seconds. The spell extends when it touches an ally or a champion. So if you can get, like, some next level, like, behind the team, kind of, like, through your team onto the enemy team as everyone's, like, lined up, you can get, like, some next level range on that thing, right? That could be pretty damn cool. You guys can't see this, unfortunately. I'm sorry, my camera's kind of blocking it, but I'll read it to you. The detailed part deals magic damage, of course, scales off of AP to enemies charmed, and it charms them for 4 seconds as well, and it extends when it touches. Okay, it's not a whole lot of extra information when it comes to the in detail stuff, but that is gonna be her ultimate, guys. So that is pretty much her kit. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty exciting stuff. Let me know, of course, what you think about this champion. What do you think she's going to be? Does she sound more like a support, a mid lane mage, or maybe like one of those, those support champions, like for instance Orianna when she was released, that was intended to be a support, but then people realized, wait a minute, just playing her mid lane is just better, period. It's just better in every single way possible. Do you think it'll be something like that? Like, what do you guys think it'll be? Let me know, of course, in the comment section below, guys. Let me know if you're excited, of course, for this champion. She looks pretty cool, looks pretty exciting, looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play. So all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Of course, make sure you let me know down below what you think and everything, and I will see you guys for the next video. Until then, have a great day. Peace, peace, peace.